No more search bar in Google.
Goodbye, Google search bar.
It's an AI interface where you ask conversational questions like you do with so many other AI chatbots of the world. And then AI will pull the information from websites and show it to you within the Google ecosystem.
So what's the business model for Google? What do you think we can expect?
That's the $1 million question. I think that, it'll probably have some pretty nice features, some good quality of life. Like there's a lot of good that could come with this, but on the opposite side of the same coin, I can't help but wonder. We were talking earlier, Pete, about websites that use traffic for monetization on their ads. If an AI is just fetching information from a website and showing it to a user in the Google ecosystem in an overlay of some sort, does that traffic still count? Are they going to be losing tons of traffic and by extension, ad revenue? Like this could decimate some websites and people's livelihoods.
Well, right now the business model is pretty straightforward. I'm looking for something. I go to the phone book. No, wait, I go to the search engine. I search for it along with the thing that I want to find. There's ads alongside it. In this current world where people don't really need to go to the search engine anymore, it could be quite devastating if you rely entirely on that search for your business model.
The other thing I was reading about that I didn't think of that's interesting sort of point of view is comes with the guardrails of it. We've all seen the chat GPTs, perplexities, that you take your pick, hallucinate. So I think the question becomes, not to get too sci-fi or political, but like as a society, like how much do we trust in AI to not hallucinate some crazy we might answer? Be entering a post-click internet era where websites aren't vying for clicks anymore, but I would imagine setting your website up appropriately for AI to recommend you.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more like broadcast advertising. Yes, it'll be tailored and contextually relevant, but it'll interrupt you for a few minutes, make sure it captures your attention, and it'll be valuable. So the platforms and the providers, they're going to want to monetize. And well, the web is going to change. It's not going to require your attention anymore. Um, Website content creators and writers and all these people are going to be struggling to stay relevant and monetize.
Yeah, that's well said. So, in your opinion, I'm a small business owner that has a website, that's relying on Google Ads and is doing well and some SEO. What can I do right now with my website and overall online health and presence to maybe start preparing for this interesting, you know, shift, this paradigm shift?
Well, you can watch the extent of the shift unfold by using tools like Google Search Console to see how much of an impression jump you get while watching your clicks go down. So as your impressions go up and your clicks go down, you can take that to mean there's more activity around you, but they're not coming to you anymore. Like best case, worst case scenarios. I think that a conservative approach would be expect that agents will mostly augment the search traffic and Google will keep the basic intent and the current patterns that are already in place. And Google Ads is still valuable and a useful place to advertise while search kind of stagnates off. So you no longer bid on keywords. you rely on the new tools like Google AI Max, or the older tools like
Mhm.
Performance Max, Demand Gen, to let Google's own internal AIs decide when to advertise you.
Yeah,
Um,
I think one positive that might come out from it, from like a marketing standpoint and even an end user, is because when you start getting in, like Chat GPT kind of changed the way people are doing searches. You go back in time 5+ years, your average search length was like 3 words. Best company here. Now 5 years plus, we're seeing, I might have the numbers wrong, but roughly like 7 to 9. Like people are getting more long tail keywords, more descriptive, and it's becoming more conversational. So with the more data and insight that Google is getting with people's searches, it actually may be able to serve better answers to the end user in those conversations. So going back to that dental reference, you're describing your issue, and it might, rather than just recommend, whatever dentist paid the most for one specific keyword, it could recommend you to a specialist that specializes in that specific dental issue that you have, which could be really, really good, where it's going to produce better answers for that individual and also connect them with a specialist that specializes in that, producing better patients for them. So there could be a win there, but at what cost of eliminating traffic to websites?
the base case is 20, 30, 40% of search traffic disappears.
So at lunch today, it was a fellow IT nerd, and we were talking about this Google update, and he made an interesting point of the fall off from this, which is like, are we going to see an increase in those other browsers like Brave or whatever? And then also the DuckDuckGos of the world, like, are they going to get an increase? Like, how well will this be accepted by the masses? And then when we kept on talking, it was sort of like, I just feel like we're still in lockstep with using Google, that, even if DuckDuckGo doubled its user base, it's a drop in the ocean.
Yeah. And people are always going to do whatever gets them what they want with the least amount of friction. So I think that we have an unknown future ahead of us, but we can bank on the fact that it's going to be easier for everybody, um, especially those who have money to spend. Your shopping experience is going to be, if you really enjoy shopping, it's going to be phenomenal. You're going to love it. You're going to love life until you run out of money. What I wanted to get to, and the third case, so if we assume things are going to get really aggressive, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Apple, Meta, all the agents intercept 25 to 40%, 60% even of all commercial intent internet activity. How do you prepare yourself? Make sure you constantly use AI. Try and use it to the best of your ability, but diversify. So, because the big tech companies need to monetize, everything's going to come down to some kind of broadcast form advertising. It's our first. So this is our first. Thanks,
Ratata.
Chris, for putting this together.
Thank you, Peter, for managing all the technical side of it. We need some kind of cool sign off, closing thought, like an inspirational quote. I heard one time, hey, a jingle, yeah.
Jingle?
Google search bar. Goodbye, Blue Link Q. The AI ate your homework. Turns out we don't need you. Goodbye, Google search bar.